Hey, everyone. Welcome back to our Wednesday training. I am so excited that you are here. And today we are going to be talking about just time saving techniques and things to help you get more done in your business. So, this is something that a lot of my students in the club and the academy struggle with. And this is something that I get a lot of questions about in this community. So, let me know that you're here, that you're watching, where you're watching from. Drop in the comments and share with me what is something you struggle with when it comes to getting things done in your business. Because ultimately, today we're talking about time saving. And the goal of that is not necessarily for you to, be able to get everything done in 1 hour of a day. Because if you are running a full time business, eventually it's going to take time, right? But my goal with today's training is to teach you how to compress certain things. And I will say, full disclosure, there are going to be times in your business that are busier than most. If you are launching something new, if you are, especially things that take a lot of time, like funnel building and website building, all of those types of things. But my goal for today is for you to leave with some techniques that you could put into your business immediately to be able to kind of compress some of that time and do things a little bit faster. Because when it comes to growing your online business, it's about keeping that momentum, how you can work smarter, not harder, and moving it from forward from there. Okay. So as always, drop in the comments, let me know that you're here, that you're watching. And today's training, we are going to the Kennedy Space Center. For those of you that don't know, we're in Cape Canaveral on family vacation. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll come back and answer them comment reply. Okay. But I am a little pressed today as far as like answering all of the questions live, but I do have some questions that have been asked in the Facebook community that I'm going to address live as well. And for those of you that might be watching this, if you're not already in Socially Awesome Entrepreneurs community, jump in there, because every week we do these live trainings on Wednesday, and usually on Tuesday I will make a post and ask, what is your biggest struggle when it comes to this, so that I can address your comments live. Okay, so we're going to dive right in, and I am going to tell you, full disclosure, I'm going to be pretty bold today. Okay, I'm going to be pretty bold in this training because ultimately, this is one of the biggest excuses you're probably making for yourself when it comes to your business. But as always, I like to do a quick little introduction of myself. For those of you that don't know, I've been in business for about 2.5 years now, and mom of three, podcaster. I've built a multi six-figure business, not once, but twice. I started over completely from scratch. So this is definitely something that, getting time back in my business, back in my life, is definitely something I'm always working towards. And I like to just say, full disclosure, for those that have never seen any of my live trainings, I don't necessarily teach new things, right? You have all of the tools, all of the information that you need to be successful in your business. My goal is always to either make it simpler for you to understand so you can have that aha moment, or ultimately to present it in a different way that makes you rethink why you're not currently doing it in your business. Okay. So again, I'm going to be pretty bold with you here, because your excuse of not having time is usually more along the lines of your activity and you prioritizing. So I want to cut to the chase, because there's only one thing holding you back from having more time in your business, and it's you. Okay. That's a hard pill to swallow. That's something that you have to come into terms with as an entrepreneur, but you don't have a time problem. You have a decision problem. Okay. And we're going to really walk through this today, because let's be real, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, right? So what you choose to do with those hours is what will reflect in your business. So if you're constantly feeling overwhelmed or stretched too thin, it's because you're choosing to let distractions or busy work take over. Now, I'm not discrediting your life. Obviously, I'm a busy mom. I have 3 kids. We travel a lot. Like, there's a lot of different things, but everyone has an excuse, right? Everyone has a thing that's holding them back. And today, I want to put an end to that, right? I want you to leave your excuses at the door today. You're here to learn, but more importantly, you're here to learn things that you can take into action. Okay. So, again, just pulling the curtain back on this, it's really important that you understand you feel like you're running out of time every day. You're juggling a million things, your business, your kids, your life. It feels impossible to get it all done. But if you keep doing it the way you are doing it now, it's not going to get any better. Okay, so we're really going to talk about saving time and compressing time for you and taking back that control. because ultimately your daily activity has so much more to do with the result in your business than your content or all of these things that you're constantly stressed about. Okay. So let's dive right into this. And I hope you're taking notes. If you're not, feel free to, make sure you're in the community. You'll be able to get this recording. It is where all of the recordings are stored. Okay. So, first tip for you, prioritizing and time blocking. Okay. So here's the cold hard truth. If you don't know what are your non-negotiables every day for your business, you're wasting time. Period. And when I say non-negotiables, these are things that are non-negotiable. Like, I'm not going to sleep tonight until these things are done. This is how you act like a business owner, like a CEO, right? So stop treating low impact tasks like they're urgent and start blocking your time like a CEO that you claim to be. Okay. No more, I don't have time. You make time for things that matter. And let me tell you, this isn't tweaking the social media posts or scrolling through other people's success stories. That's not a daily non-negotiable. Okay, so the difference between non-negotiables, they're high impact tasks. So those are what we call money making activities. Those are the things in your business that are making money every day for you. And then there's distractions. All right, so non-negotiables are tasks that move your business forward, like content creation, right? We know that we have to do content creation for our business if people are going to know about our business. Now, that doesn't mean you have to do content creation every day. And that's actually what I teach inside my Sales Machine Masterclass, is how you can get away from the daily content creation, start batch recording, post scheduling, things like that. And we'll get into that in a second in the automation section. But you don't necessarily have to be creating content every single day. You just need to make sure content is going out for your business every single day. Another non-negotiable for your business should be client outreach. So this is not necessarily you cold DMing people, because that's not a strategy that I teach. This is more along the lines of networking and making offers. So the fastest way to make more sales in your business is to make more offers. And again, that doesn't mean you cold DM people and say, here's my offer, buy it. This is responding to people that are directly inquiring about your offer. This is, responding to your DMs of people that are having conversations about working with you. But ultimately, having more conversations every day for your business is the only non-negotiable you really have to have. Okay. But in order to create those conversations, we have to put content out, right? So really think about this. And distractions are those that don't lead to growth. Okay, so this is you tweaking your graphics for hours, playing in Canva, organizing your Google Drive, trying to clear your inbox to zero. Those are distractions. Okay, even your notifications, your social media notifications are distractions. You do not need to check and keep refreshing your notifications every hour on the hour. Okay, so I want to give you a couple other examples, because this was a question that Amy Wilson had in the Facebook community, was how do you know what is considered non-negotiable and what is a distraction? Social media scrolling is absolutely a distraction. Okay, you're spending too much time passively consuming content instead of creating it. Checking notifications and responding to comments, they easily derail your productivity. Now, we have to do those things, but do you have to do it every hour on the hour? No. So personally, for my business, I have a task management system, and we'll talk about that here shortly. But it's a daily checklist of all of the things that have to be done in my business every day. And once I mark it done, I'm done. Meaning, if I log into Instagram and one of my daily activities is to check my comments, check my DMs, all of those things, if I do that at 10 a.m., I don't typically do it again that day. It doesn't need to be done every hour on the hour. I'm not going to lose a ton of business because I didn't respond to someone immediately. Again, it's stepping into that CEO role. I want you to think of it like this. If you called the CEO of Coca-Cola today, and let's say that they decided to have a sit down meeting with you about an opportunity, that secretary is going to say, they can meet you next Friday at 2. They're not going to say, sure, when can you come, right? They're time blocking. They're very structured on their schedule. And that's harder as a mom. I know that, because we're working around our kids' schedule. But ultimately, you should be able to run your calendar like a boss. Okay. Another huge distraction, overconsumption of free content. Now, I'm not telling you to jump off this training because my trainings are packed with value, but you're constantly watching webinars, reading articles, scrolling through tips, reading blogs, watching more master classes, all of these things. And then you're not implementing what you're learning. And the ticket here is because it's free. And I say this almost every week when I do a training. 99.9% of people that watch my free trainings every week do not do anything with it. They don't implement it. And the reason for that is because it's free. There's no skin in the game. They didn't pay anything to watch this. So I still continue to do them because I foster community here and I love, inspiring and encouraging the people in my community, but the reason they're not doing anything with the information is because they didn't pay for it. That's one reason that hiring a coach or getting in a program can ultimately help you see a better result because you have skin in the game and you're more likely to do something with that information because you paid for it. Okay. So education is important for your business. Learning and growing is important for your business, but again, doesn't have to be done every day. Set some time on your calendar, whether it's every Wednesday for 1 hour watching this training or whatever that looks like. But if you're constantly consuming more information, you're just overwhelming yourself. Another one, perfectionism. So I saw several comments in the Facebook community about perfectionism. You're spending too much time tweaking graphics, editing videos, fine tuning details that don't directly contribute to your business growth. Okay. Done is better than perfect. And I've been in business for 2.5 years. I have a team that helps me, two assistants that help me all the time. And I can tell you right now, there is still typos in my content. There is still broken links. It's just part of the process. Okay. Nothing's going to be perfect. Think about it like this. When's the last time you went to Walmart and you saw a price and you get to the register and there's a different price on it? Shit's going to happen. Okay. Things aren't going to be perfect. And one, that kind of builds some trust with your audience, knowing that you're not perfect. But two, it's getting it done. Right. So do the best that you can when it comes to making sure things are, professional, but you have to get over the perfectionism. It's not going to be perfect. Multitasking. So trying to handle too many things at one time, right? And that again, as a mom, that's hard, but without a clear focus on one thing at a time, you are losing productivity. So one of the things that I teach a lot, and I've actually done an entire workshop, the Powerhouse Productivity Workshop on this. If you want more information on that, drop Powerhouse in the comments and my team will get you the link to that. But really setting up your schedule like a boss. So every single day, if you are filming the content, then editing the content, then posting the content, then replying, like you're doing too many things at one time, batching those like tasks together will ultimately be, you'll have so much more productivity. So this is why I teach in my programs to time block. So I know, okay, on Monday from 12 to 2, I'm going to record. On Wednesday from 12 to 2, I'm going to edit all of those videos. On Thursday, I'm going to get them scheduled, right? So when you're blocking the same task together, ultimately you're 10 times more productive. Okay. Email notifications, constantly checking your emails or your messages, that interrupts your focus and it eats into your productivity time. You don't need to respond to people's emails immediately. Again, you're a CEO, right? You're not a customer service department. And again, do what you need to do. Personally, my phone's been on do not disturb for about 2 years because the notifications that I get all day long on social media would be a complete distraction. Okay. Procrastination through busy work. So you're doing a lot of low priority tasks, again, like reorganizing your Google Drive or your Canva. Oh, I got to redo this whole website. You're avoiding doing the things that you dislike, those non negotiables, by doing busy work. Being busy does not mean you're productive at all. Okay. It can absolutely be the complete opposite. And then last, comparing yourself to others. So that imposter syndrome, right? You are spending more time scrolling on social media and you're calling it research or inspiration or whatever you're calling it, but you're constantly looking at competitors or peers. And all that's doing is leading to self doubt and decision paralysis for you. Okay. So again, set some time on your calendar for that. It's not a bad idea for you to scroll through social media to see what's trending, what's going on, stay in the know, but it needs to be limited, very, very limited, because your lack of creativity is lack of commitment. So when you're telling yourself, I have to keep scrolling to get ideas It's lack of you being committed to figuring out what you need for your business and what your ideal client needs to hear from you. Okay, so I've got some action steps for you throughout today's training. I really hope you'll put them into place. But I want you to write down 2 non negotiables for the day, every single day for your business that you know need to be done. And then I want you to write down 1 distraction you need to eliminate. And again, going to be pretty bold here today, but just writing it down is not enough. So, whatever you decide to write down, put it into place. Okay. So, whether your 2 non negotiables are going to be, you know, answering all of my DMs, before 10 a.m. and getting a reel posted every day, and then your distraction you need to eliminate, that's up to you, right? It's very hard. I know we had the questions in the group. It's hard for me to tell you what should be the non negotiables for your business because everyone's business model is different. That is for you to figure out. But it's really important that you do have a daily list of non negotiables. And we'll get to your DMO here in just a second. Okay. So, tip number 2, automating repetitive tasks. All right. So if you're still doing manual tasks you could automate, you're doing it wrong. You're wasting hours of your life on things that a machine or a robot could do for you. Okay. And a lot of the times people are either intimidated by putting automation in because they think they're not techy enough. I'm here to tell you almost all of the automation tools that I use are so beginner friendly. And 9 times out of 10, ChatGPT can like step by step tell you how to use a software or system. Okay. But you are, sending invoices or manually sending receipts or manually scheduling posts or writing the same follow up email over and over and over again. And why, right? If you're serious about scaling your business to bigger months, automation isn't optional. If right now your entire day is consumed by your business and you're only making 2 to 3 sales a month, how are you ever going to get to 50? You're not, right? So automation is required. It's not optional. And you're probably telling yourself, well, when I get to this $5,000 a month, then I'll automate. Then it's going to be too late. Okay. So automation is something that can be put into your business now, no matter where you are in the process. And another reason, other than the techie reason, a lot of people avoid automation is the cost, right? They're like, well, I don't have the money coming in yet for my business, so I can't pay for mini chat. Okay. I want you to think about what are you worth per hour? All right. So right now in my business, I pay $25 a month for mini chat. That's it. Okay. So that's a little over what? A little over $5 a week. Okay, how many hours does it save me? Let's just say I'm worth 20 bucks an hour. That's what I used to make in corporate. All right. So $20 an hour, let's say it saves me 3 hours a week on my DMs. That's $60 a week that of work it would take me to do. And I'm paying $25 for the whole month. You have to change your mindset. Okay. You avoiding automation, you avoiding buying softwares that will ultimately scale your business is a money mindset problem. It's a money mindset problem. And you keep just telling yourself like, well, I'm not making any money yet. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. Okay, when a brand new bakery opens up in town, they're not making money yet either. But they have to buy an oven, they have to buy pans, they have to buy, dough. They haven't made a dollar yet. So it's time that you start thinking like a business owner, not a side hustle. Okay? So if you want real results, automate your business. Stop working harder and start working smarter. Okay, so a couple examples of ways you can automate social media posting, right? You can use scheduling content or scheduling tools to schedule your content in advance. This is going to reduce your daily activity of having to go on and post manually. And it's also going to avoid a lot of the other, time wasting things that are happening because you're going onto the platform. So, 2 that I recommend, and these are actually in my automation domination guide. So, feel free to drop dominate in the comments if you haven't grabbed that. It's a free guide. I'll send it to you. But Metrical has a free plan. Okay. Social Champ has a free plan. So, those are 2 that I recommend that have free plans, especially if you have that mindset of, well, I'm not making any money yet. A lot of the platforms allow you to schedule inside them too. So Instagram, you can schedule, on Meta Business Suite or right inside the Instagram app. TikTok, you can actually schedule on desktop. LinkedIn, they all let you pretty much schedule, pre-schedule. Okay. Obviously, a third party tool makes it so much easier, but there should be no excuse for this. Okay. Email marketing. So if you're sending the same emails over and over and over again, you need to set up sequences for nurturing your leads, for onboarding new clients, for regular newsletters. All of this can be scheduled. You can go in for 30 minutes a day, 30 minutes on a Monday, and schedule your emails for the whole week. All right. That should not be something you're doing daily. And if it is something like these one offs, like, oh, so and so had a payment problem, create a template for it. Find ways to save yourself time. Client onboarding. So you can automate the process of welcome emails, contracts, all of these things. So, for example, when someone joins my Social Success Academy, this whole workflow is automated. It sends you a welcome email, say, hey, you're in the academy, so excited to work with you. Sends you your contract to work with me. It unlocks access to the academy curriculum. It unlocks access to the club because my academy students get access to the club as well. It creates tasks for me and my team to add them to the Facebook group, to add them to the group chat, to do all of these different things. So all of that is completely automated. And what it does, not only does it free up time for me, it gives them a better experience, right? So I've had students enroll at like 2 a.m. because obviously I've got some students in Australia, I've got students all over the countries, all over the world, right? And so if they had to wait on me to do unlock all these things, they would be waiting hours. So it's not just time saving, it's a better experience for them. Okay. Invoicing and payment collection, that's another thing that needs to be automated. If you have, clients on recurring, contracts or something like that, all of that could be automated. Lead gen follow up. Okay. So automating follow up like emails, automating follow up with mini chat. So if you send somebody a DM through mini chat and you want to follow up 3 days later, you can do that. That can be automated. Content repurposing. So again, there's a lot of different ways to repurpose your content, but repurpose.io is a really good platform that I like to use for platforms I'm not currently trying to grow on. And that's also in my domination guide. Appointment scheduling. If you are going back and forth in the emails to book appointments or to book one-on-one calls, you're wasting so much time. Calendly. I've used TidyCal before. My current system, Brand Builder AI, has a scheduling tool built into it, but Calendly has a free option. Like you're just using it as an excuse, okay? And then task management. So I talked a little bit about task management earlier. This is not only a way for me to make sure that things are getting done every day in my business, but it also, you can set up recurring tasks. So every day I'm not rewriting my to-do list, right? And I have templates in there. So I know when I launch a new masterclass, I launch a new workshop, these are the tasks that need to be done. So things aren't always falling through the cracks. I personally prefer ClickUp. They have a free plan. Again, it's in my automation domination guide. Okay, so your action step for automating is I want you to write down 2 tasks you can automate this week. And here's a ninja tip. If you're doing something more than 3 times a week, it needs to be automated. Okay. So again, drop dominate in the comments if you haven't already got my free automation guide. I walk you through my favorite tools. Like I said, a lot of them have free options. And then I tell you exactly how I use them in my business so that you can plug them into yours too. All right. Now, this one, the third tip, outsourcing and delegating. And again, a lot of you are going to say, well, I haven't made the money in my business yet to do this. This is a mindset shift you need to have. Just because you can do something does not mean you should. Okay. Your time is valuable. And if you're spending it on tasks that aren't growing your business, you're holding yourself back. So you think you're saving money by doing everything yourself, but you're actually losing money by not delegating or not automating. And I know you might not be at a point in your business where you're hiring assistants or a team, but there's a lot of other things that you could do to free up time. Okay. So whether it's hiring a VA, maybe looking on Fiverr for someone to edit your videos. I know I saw a lot in the group about editing taking a ton of time. There's not a ton of automation tools that I would recommend for video editing. There are some, like CapCut has the option to where you can click the button and it takes out all the dead space in your video. There's a lot of video editing AI tools out there that will take clips from your video and they will, make a recommendation. I don't use a lot of that because I structure my videos in a framework that relates to buyer psychology to prime for sales, but find a way, right? So there are people on Fiverr that will edit 10 of your videos for 20 bucks. Will that save you time and save you money? Yes, it will. Okay. About it's about scaling, not about losing control. And right now, when you're like, oh my gosh, there's so many things to do and I just can't get them all done. I don't have enough hours in the day, you're losing control. It's not about the cost, it's about the potential. So again, you might be thinking, well, I could never outsource because I'm not making enough money yet. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're potentially not going to make any money if you don't get those tasks done. So if you hire someone on Fiverr for 20 bucks to edit your videos, could it turn around and make you 100 bucks? Yes. Yes, it can. Okay? But there's also other things that you can delegate. And as a mom, and as a wife, we're not always the best at this. Right? But could you teach your kids how to do the laundry so that you could get 2-3 hours back in a week to work your business? Right? Or could you hire someone to come in and do cleaning and that eliminate the 6 hours on Saturday that you spend doing that, right? There's a lot of different things that you can do here, but ultimately there are ways. It's just lack of commitment to figure it out, right? So really think about this. How could you delegate some of the things that you're doing every day to make time in your business for you to get these things done? Okay? So again, it's really about what potentially could come out of that. If you go back to that example I gave earlier about what are you worth hourly, if you're spending 6-7 hours doing laundry a week and you consider yourself to be worth 20 bucks an hour, if you're struggling to find time to work your business, could you delegate that so that you could get that time back, right? How much are you spending in time? And again, this is something that if you're struggling with finding time, personally, I'm, a full-time entrepreneur and we did a housekeeper for a while. And I tell you what, after 10 minutes after she left, my house looked terrible. So we decided that, forego that for now. But my kids have chores. I do a lot of my cleaning on Saturday. I love it. I put an audio book in and get my cleaning done. But that doesn't bother me because I'm not struggling to get things done in my business. If you're struggling to get things done in your business, this is for you. Okay. Tip number 4, repurposing content. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel every time you post content. And I will say this though, if the content you did the first time isn't performing, it's not what we want to repurpose. So this is something to execute once you've got to where your content is starting to get engagement. Now, we don't want to throw the old content out if it didn't perform. We need to curate it. We need to fix it. We need to find out how to make it better. And that's exactly what I do inside my club with my social success club students. We specifically work on messaging, content, and branding. So if you want more information about the club, drop club in the comments and we'll get you that. But I see too many of you stuck because you think everything has to be new or everything has to be perfect before you hit publish. And you're wrong. You already have a gold mine sitting on you if your content's already performing, right? There's a lot of ways to do this. You could take blog posts and turn them into social media posts. I can take this live video, turn it into a reel. You need to stop wasting time chasing perfect ideas when you can repurpose what you've already done. Marketing is about iteration. It's about saying the same thing over and over and over again. So when you're repurposing content, you're also making sure that your message that's being delivered is the same every single time. Okay. Perfection is a trap. Consistency is the goal, but it's consistently doing the right things. If you're consistently doing the wrong things, ultimately you're going to get the same result, right? So we're creating content once and we're using it in multiple formats. So I'll give you a couple examples for my businesses. Or for my business. So this topic that I'm teaching on today is actually very similar to a podcast episode that I did that released yesterday. So in the podcast episode, I talked about the importance of saving time in your business and what the outcome is. And then in the training, I teach the actual tactics, right? And then I'll take the information from both of those and create carousels and reels and threads and TikToks and all of those things because it's the same topic, right? So you don't have to constantly create new content every single day. And in my sales machine masterclass, I actually show you my entire rinse and repeat content strategy, my sales system behind the scenes. If you haven't grabbed that, drop machine in the comments and we'll get you that. It's free, but I show you behind the scenes exactly what my entire sales system looks like. Okay. But I want your action step for today to be take one piece of content you've already created. You know, there's a piece of content somewhere that did really well. Okay. And I want you to plan to repurpose it into a new format this week. So whether it be a tweet or a thread or a Facebook post or something, try it. All right. And I've actually done a training. It's inside this Facebook group. You could search Repurpose, or you could drop Steal in the comments and we will send you that as well. But I've done a training where I showed you the entire map of how I repurpose all of my content. And again, 99.9% of people will do nothing with the information I show them. But I sit down every month. One day I do all of the planning for my content for the month. And then the other, I usually pre-schedule, on certain platforms. There are certain platforms I don't pre-schedule on. And that's just because if I'm trying to grow that platform, like Instagram right now is what I'm focused on growing, I don't pre-schedule because I like to stay in tuned with it, if that makes sense. So I'll log in and I'll see what it's in my drafts. I do batch record and I do, write all my captions, but I'll log in and I'll say, that's not really what I want to talk about today. And because I have a very strategic content strategy, but I'm also very intuitive. And I know based on my comments and on my messages what you need to hear today. So for me, that is my strategy, but everything else is pre-scheduled. Okay. And I show you that completely in my repurposing, my 100K repurposing training. So you can search repurpose in the group or drop Steal in the comments and we'll get you that as well. And then the last for you, daily method of operations. Okay. So your DMO is what you do every day for your business. So the bottom line is if you walk away from today's training and you don't implement anything that I taught you, nothing's going to change. You're going to stay overwhelmed. You're going to stay stuck. And you'll still be telling yourself the same story of why you don't have time. Okay. There's no magic fix. You have to decide to stop making excuses. You have to block your time. You have to automate what you can. You have to delegate what you shouldn't be doing, repurpose what you already have, and set up a DMO that holds you accountable to yourself. As an entrepreneur, you don't have a boss. You are the boss. Okay. And again, that is the most important thing for you to understand. You have to step into that CEO role. Okay. The tools are in your hands. The next move is yours. You can't waste this. So you need to set up your DMO to help you stay focused and organized. Schedule, this should include your engagement, your content creation, your metric tracking, all of those things. Okay. And again, I've done a full training on this, but you need to create a basic DMO for yourself right now. If you are struggling with time management, if you're struggling getting things actually done in your business, that means you have no DMO. If you had a DMO, you would know exactly what to do every single day. Now, that doesn't mean your DMO is perfect. There's always room for improving it, right? There's times where I look at my DMO and I say, you know what? I've been doing this for 90 days and not really a result from it. So I'm going to cut that out, right? So it is a living document. You will continue to adjust it. But you need to set yourself up right now with a DMO so that you log in every day and you know exactly what to do. And I want you to commit to testing it for a week. So I actually give you an example DMO and I did an entire training on this. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't searched the Facebook community, there's 2.5 years worth of trainings in there. But I have a training called Master Your DMO. You can drop DMO in the comments and we will DM that right to you. And it comes with a guide. So I made a guide of how to create your DMO and a sample DMO. But this is something you need to be really focused on. Because if you remember at the beginning, I said the results in your business are more tied to the activity you're doing daily than they are to your content. And that's the downside, is that you're so worried about your content because you see all of these people that have viral content and all these big income claim screenshots and you're thinking that's the ticket. And it's not. It's more about the back end work in your business, okay? So stay plugged in for a couple more seconds. I have some resources for you. So as I told you, I did a full podcast episode on this. Okay. So you can drop 140 in the comments and we will DM you that. If you're not already subscribed to the podcast, I highly recommend every Tuesday morning we have a new a new episode that comes out. And as always, it is my love language. So if you want to leave a review, I would love to hear your feedback on the podcast. It's one of my favorite it's my favorite content to record, probably, because you can't see. So half the time I'm in my pajamas, I got my coffee, I'm doing my thing. But you can drown in distractions or you can start taking control, right? The choice is yours. If you're serious about building a business that runs like a business, not a side hustle, you know what you need to do. You need to take one action today, just one, whether it's automating that task, delegating that responsibility, blocking your time, whatever that is, like the CEO you're supposed to be. Okay. And then, as always, I want you to share your progress in the group. I want to see you take control of your time. I want you to come back to this video and comment and let me know what you did today for your business, right? Because no one else is going to do it for you. And every excuse you make costs you more time and more money ultimately. Okay. So drop 140 in the comments and we will send you the podcast episode if you want to plug into that. The next thing I wanted to mention is the social success challenge. So if you've not jumped into the challenge, it's not too late. So it's fully recorded. You can catch up. The wins in there have been incredible, but a lot of what I talked about today, that planning in your business, it all comes back to what your business model is, what your marketing plan is, what your offer is, who your ideal client is. It's very hard to create your DMO. It's very hard to automate when you don't know what the heck you should be doing because you're not super clear on your business plan. And that's exactly what the Social Success Challenge has done. And we are still doing. So again, it's fully recorded. You have lifetime access. It's not too late to jump in. If you're in the challenge currently, I would love to hear in the comments what your thoughts are. You can also go to my IG and see there's a whole highlight reel of the wins that are happening in there. But that's exactly what we're doing, because a lot of what we talked about today, the reason you're not doing it is you're so overwhelmed, right? You're like, there's so many things to do, I can't figure it out. And that's why I set the challenge up the way I did. One task a day, one topic a day for your business, and for 30 days. So, and then there's a community where I'm answering questions and just being supportive and giving feedback. So if you want to get in the challenge, it's not too late. Once the challenge is over, I'm not sure if we're going to keep it open as an evergreen offer or if we're going to close it, because part of it was me answering questions live daily. So not sure. This might be the only time I release it. It might be an annual thing that I do. I'm not sure. But if you wanted to jump in, now is the time. So you can drop success in the comments. We will get you the link to that. But you do have lifetime access to it as well. Okay. The last thing, and I'm going to leave you with this because I know my kids are like really eager to go to the Space Center. I made an announcement in the Facebook group on Monday. If you missed it, the graphic looks like this. But some of you are already aware of the Awesome Affiliate Program. I have decided to completely revamp it and make it 100 times better. So you can find the post that looks like this, or you can drop awesome in the comments. We will tag you in that post. But my goal is for this to release Friday. Okay. And I say that's my goal because I've got my team working tirelessly behind the scenes to get there's a lot of back end that comes with this, right? We got to make sure that, we have a way to pay you and you have all the resources you need, all of those things. And that's not anything you need to worry about. But my goal is Friday. There is possibility that it would be Monday just because I'm leaving on a Disney cruise in 2 days. So my team's working and doing a lot of the back end stuff for me. But just know that we now have a 7-tier commission plan. Okay. So that means more money in your pocket. There is a private community for us to answer your questions and give you support on how to earn while you learn. And then we'll also do some challenges, some giveaways, things like that, just for fun in there. And then we also have created a media gallery for you to have email swipes and things that you need. We are implementing a coupon code personalized to you. So you would actually get 30% off most socially awesome products. So not the mentorship programs, but any of our master classes, workshops, things like that. And then we're also giving you a custom coupon code to give to your audience to kind of encourage them to make a buying decision with you because you're able to give them a discount. So we want them to buy through you, right? So if you haven't already commented on this post, definitely go find it. We want you to drop the word awesome And so that way, as soon as it's ready for you to enroll and it's live, we will let you know so you could be first in, because we have a big announcement. We have another workshop coming out later this month, and you're going to want to be one of the first to help us promote that, because it was huge last year and it's going to be big again this year. So definitely find this post. If you can't find it, you can just drop awesome under this video and we will make sure that we get it to you. So as always, I am very excited for you to plug in these things to your business. Definitely come back, let me know, keep me posted, let me know in the comments what was your, biggest takeaway from today. But it's time to take control of your business. It's time to take it back. And I hope that today's, training really helps you do that. So I am off to the Space Center. I will see you guys next Wednesday. Bye, everyone.